Hello guys, this is Professor Abdul Mateen. Today we will learn how to install and run a Java program on Linux platform. So first we need to check whether the JDK or the Java is available in the system or not. So simply type the command javac. So it is telling that the command javac not found, but it can be installed. So you can install it by running the sudo apt and then type install. You can select any of the version here, so we can select say open JDK -11 hyphen JDK, then we'll say headless. So we'll press install. So it will be installing that. Do remember you have to have an internet connection to do this. So I think we are unable to fetch that package, so we'll try it once again. We try to install a different package, so we'll type again the sudo command sudo apt install. Okay, so we'll see the latest version, that is open JDK -14 JDK headless. So press enter. I'll say yes. So it is connecting and downloading the JDK. So it will take few minutes to download. So the file is around 250 MB, so it will take some time to download. So once it is download, it will unpack itself and install the Java on your system. Based on your internet connection, it will take from 10 to 15 minutes to install. So as you can see here, it is taking some time, so 88%. So once it displays done, it means that the Java is successfully installed into your system. Okay, so to check this, just type the command javac . So once the JDK is installed, you can check it by typing javac . So it will ask whether you have typed correctly or not. So first we'll run a simple program, that is to find or to print a series of factorial of a number. This is also the first lab program for the BCA 5th semester students. So we'll use nano editor here. So first program, I'll say, as we know that every Java class should begin with the capital letter, so we'll use Java, that is fact.java. So here we'll type our program. So as you know, Java is purely object oriented programming language, so we have to put in our main method inside a class. So we'll say public static void main, then you have to pass string arrays for this, which will hold our command line arguments. So once the main method is being defined, so I'll write, I need few variables. One is to run a loop, then another one to keep track of the outer loop, or better, we'll take it from 1 to the number of arguments we pass, that is tracked by the I variable, and j takes care of finding the factorial using a loop. Then we'll take another variable, that is n, which will store the number, which will read the number which is read using the command line argument, and then we'll see the f value. So here the first arguments which are passed, you can read them. I'll take an array here. So from I equal to, because index starts for an array, to 0 till args.length. Okay, so args.length is a special type of variable which takes care of, so I should be less than the args.length, the total number of arguments what we have. So here I should be less than the args.length. So Java provides a variable called as length, which will store the number of arguments present in an array. So I'll say I plus plus. So now whatever arguments we pass from the command line, whatever arguments I pass from the command line will be stored in the args array. So first I'll initialize. This is the real logic of the factorial, as we are finding out factorial of a list of numbers. So here n will be the variable which will be storing the argument, right? Because as we are reading the command line arguments through a string variable, so it will be stored in a string array. So we have to use wrapper class to convert them to integer, right, data type. So here we'll pass the args of I. So first argument will be stored in this array, the n variable, like this for all the arguments. Then we'll use another loop, that is j, starting from 1, because we need to find a factorial. So it is simply multiplication of that number until 1, or you can go in a reverse order from 1 to n. So here this is the logic for the factorial. I'll use j plus plus. Okay, then to find the factorial, it is simply f equal to f into is equal to I. This is, you can write it in f into j. So this is a short form. We can also write it as f equal to f into j. Then to print the factorial, we'll simply say system dot out dot println. So factorial of, right? So string concatenation is done using the plus operator. So factorial of n so again we want to combine it is, so again a string concatenation, then our f value. Okay, so this is what we need to, this is how we need to find the factorial of every element. So I hope we have understood the logic. So we'll save this program. So to save, press Ctrl S, then to come out of this, Ctrl X. So Nano is an editor we are using here. As we have seen, we can use Notepad on a Windows platform. So Nano is a text editor which we can use. So to compile this, use Java C tool followed by the file name, that is fact.java. Press enter. So if there are errors, it will display on the screen, otherwise the prompt will silently return. It means that there are no errors. So to execute this, simply use Java followed by the class name wherein the main method is available. Okay, so when I press enter, so no output is displayed. It means that I have not passed any arguments here. So to pass arguments, we can use, I want to find factorial of 2, then say 4, then 6. I'll press enter. So it will say factorial of 2 is 0. Okay, so I think some mistake we have done here. So we'll go back to the file using the nanofact. So here f equal to 0. Okay, then f equal to f into j value. So j is beginning from 1 up to n, less than or equal to n. So where is the mistake? F is set to 0, n is the variable, the argument what we are passing. Then for j equal to 0 to j equal to 1 to j is less than the number, then f equal to f into j. F value is not changing here, so we can use, maybe this is influencing that, f into j. We'll save this by using Ctrl S, then to come out use Ctrl X. Then as you change the program, you have to compile it every time. So this is successfully compiled. Then we'll run this. Okay, so some problem, I will just check it out. Oh my god, sorry, we multiply f value with 0, it will be 0 only. That's the biggest blunder. So now I hope this will solve the error. Okay, successfully compiled. Then we'll run this. So yes, we got the factorial of a number. So we'll go back to the program, we'll see what we were doing. So this part which is here is taking care of finding the factorial, that is this part. So we'll initialize f equal to 1, then n value is the argument which we are passing, because all the arguments which are passed will be of type string. So that we are converting to integer type using the wrapper class integer. Then we'll be using a method called as passInt, which will pass the string value to the integer value. So once we got our number, next thing is we need to find the factorial. So we are beginning with 1 to n, we are multiplying that number f value with the j value. So this will get incremented first time 1 into 1, then 1 into 2, then 2 into 3, right, like that it will find the factorial, then it will print the factorial of that number. But because we are passing multiple arguments, that is taken care by this outer for loop, right. So it will initialize I equal to 0, then I is less than the args dot length I plus plus. So it will take care of the number of arguments what we pass. So as we have seen, the 3 arguments are passed, so length value will be 3, So I begins from 0, low less than 3 means it will run to 0, 1 and 2. So this is the first Java program. So we'll save this once again, we'll execute once again. So first, to compile, use javac followed by the class name, the file name wherein our main method is saved. So java fact.java. So this will compile my program. If no errors, the prompt will return. To run this, type javac and fact, right, followed, as it requires few arguments. So I'll pass 2 arguments now. So it will give me factorial of 3 and factorial of 5. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Thank you.